Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ajeng Ratnaningdia Utami, and good morning, my beloved lecturer, Professor Dr. Bashadi Said. And this is my presentation for my final semester, the first semester test. And I have already read the 7 habits of highly effective people book from the author Stephen R. Covey. And I chose habit number 2, which is begin with the end in mind. So the definition of begin with the end in mind means that people should have their clear destination of their life. They also need to be responsible for what they do, their behavior, their attitudes, and also having a correct principles in their life. Metaphor for this is, for example, if someone is climbing a ladder, but then the ladder is leaning on wrong direction. So what everything that they have already done, it will be kind of useless because the direction or destination is kind of wrong. So having begin with the end in mind is really crucial in our life. When you begin with the end in mind, you will get a different, better perspective for your life. And we have some fundamental application for this habit. Of course, everyone has their own goal, but sometimes people do not have a clear goals. They think that the goals are really important for them, but basically those goals do not really matter for them. So we have to have a very clear in mind to really know the goals that really matters for us. Several principles that we have to know about this habit is all things are created twice. Twice here means that the first creation will be from our mental creation and second one will be physical. For example, it's the construction of a home. When someone is constructing a home, of course, they will create a design of the house first and then they will start to construct rather than starting the construction first. So there will be a possibility of let's say failure in the construction process. And another example is business. When someone is going to or is about to establish a business, so it's important for them to have a very clear business planning. And after that, they will start to organize the elements of the business. For example, the product or service they want to give to the customers, and then they need to know the target market, whether the market can accept their product or service or not. And another principle is by design or default. It means that sometimes our first creation is influenced by what is happening in our surrounding. For example, neighborhoods, companies we work for, or a spouse, something like that. So it's very important for us to make use of self-awareness, imagination, and conscience so that we can create our own first creation. So it's not by default, but we can design our first creation by ourselves. Another principle is about leadership and management. These two things are really crucial for applying this habit. First of all, will be leadership. So leadership will be in the first place and management will be in the second place. Leadership means you do something that is right, while management is you do the things rightly or right. And but sometimes leadership is really hard, so people will feel that all of their leaders they actually do management things. So it is called management paradigm. For example, most parents are focusing on controlling their children, but they forgot to be the leaders in their family, um, to give objectives of the lives for the children, or maybe to care about the feelings of the children. So they just focus on the management things. Another principle is rescripting and becoming your own first creator. The word rescripting here means because in our life, sometimes we have already lived with many scripts that have handed to us. Like we have already got these facts, but then after that, we need to react based on those facts. But actually, by making use of our imagination again, we can visualize what we really want to do, what we really want to be, and then by using our conscience, we can feel the principles that we really want to have in our life, and combining with the self-awareness, these two endowments can empower us to write our own script, so we can rescript our creation. Another is about effectiveness. So the meaning of effectiveness here means it doesn't mean that it is like someone is putting much effort, but we have to make sure the effort that we have already done or we are doing is in the right destination. That's why in any industry or profession, leadership and management will be very crucial, and the position of leadership will be the first to give us the guidelines, or let's say directions, and then for the management is to teach us or to tell us how to do that very effectively. Right, so the author Coffee really suggests us to start to write personal mission statement. Personal mission statement here means our constitution, or the basis of what we can use for making decision in life, or for reacting to a specific problem, or to find a solution, so that we can be very effective in doing things, so that we can be an effective person, based on the title of the book too. And by having personal mission statement, we also can be very proactive. Proactivity here means we are responsible for what we are doing, and we are going to have the vision and the values which direct our life to be way better. We can fulfill our life to be what we want to do, or what we want to be. How to start the personal mission statement is you can focus on what you want to be, or what you want to do, or the values or principle you want to have. For example, a woman seeking to balance between family and work values. So this woman can focus on seeking the balance between career and family. And then this woman will seek financial independence over the time. And then she will try to free from consumer debt, spend less, and regularly save or invest part of her income. Because again, her personal mission statement is to balance family and her work values. So these two categories, or these two areas, are really important for this person. Another personal mission statement I can mention in here, well, basically there are a lot from the book, but I can mention some. For example, the first one is succeed at home first, and then never compromise with honesty, meaning honesty is the best policy, for example. And then someone can have a personal mission statement like plan tomorrow's work today, to be more organized in his or her life, and be orderly in person and at work. So knowing what is at our center is really important, because it will affect our lives. And there are several factors that impact. There are four: security, guidance, wisdom, and power. Security here means it represents our sense of worth, your identity, emotion, self-esteem, and basic personal strength. Well, guidance will give you direction on your map for what you are going to do. Well, you also have wisdom at your center. Wisdom here is how you understand various part or principle, how you apply it, and how you relate each principles. And the power means you have a capacity to act, the strength and potency to accomplish something. Right, so there are several alternative centers that most people usually have. For example, someone who is really focusing on family, so we can say that he is family-centeredness. So the focus of his life will be focusing on achieving family happiness, for example. Other than that, we have money-centeredness, work, pleasure, spouse, possession, self-centeredness, friend, or enemy-centeredness. There are a lot, but mostly people have this kind of centeredness. It can be only one or more than once. You need to identify your center, because by doing so, you will really understand yourself, and your life will be more harmony. Yes, and you can make any decision way better. You can understand every situation way better without feeling emotional, for example, because you know that the decision you will make will be very good or will be the best decision for your life. Yeah, for example, if you are money centered, so the security will be your personal worth, and the guidance will be based on the profit. The wisdom will be based on money making, and the power will be restricted to what you can accomplish so far in relation to money. You also need to make sure you have a principal center, because what we know about principal center is principles do not change, and deep and fundamental and necessary to have correct maps and effective living. So when someone is having a principal center, they can use this principal center for the rest of their life. So this principle will not change in a short term or long term. This will be there, and this person will use his principle as the guidance, yeah, as the guidance for his life. And then I'll directly explain this example. For example, there is a wife and then want a husband to accompany her to watch a concert, but at the same time, the husband's boss order him to do overtime work. It's kind of a dilemma situation for the husband, but since the husband knows his center, his principal center, so he can make a better decision for both of the parties, for both wives, also the boss. And it's better for us, everyone, to start to write and use a personal mission statement, because it can help us to be more proactive towards our life. Yeah. So we have to remember from this habit, habit number one, we are the programmer of our life. And habit number two, we need to write the program. So begin with the end in mind means we need to start to write our program by writing a personal mission statement. We need to use whole brain too, especially the right brain, because it will help us to visualize what we need to achieve in life. It will be kind of easier for us to make our personal mission statement very clearly. Yeah, so these are another, like, other than writing personal mission statement, after you make those statements, it's also kind of useful for us to have a family mission statements, so that because we live in a family, so if we can share our family mission statement, it will be very helpful for the family to work together very well. And organizational mission statements is also crucial in our life. But then when you make organizational mission statements, you need to make sure everybody needs to make their mission statement together to be successful in doing it. So there are several applications and that we can start by writing personal mission statement. And the quote from this author is, the main thing is to keep the main thing, meaning that we need to know our clear destination. We need to have a principle in our life. And then we need to program our lives first before other people or other circumstances define us. So it's really important for us to have principle that can guide us to the correct destinations, so that we are not climbing later with the wrong direction. So this is the meaning from habit number two, begin with the end in mind. And thank you very much, Professor Dr. Masyari Said. This is my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.